And we're good to go. And in my operator's cab, I've got, like I showed you earlier, got my first aid kit, a flashlight, sharps container, triangles, everything you need. You want to make sure there. This is my DDD, my dedicated diagnostic display. This will show me everything. I would take a look at my power supply and make sure I got 750 volts, the train that is being powered. And then I would go to my brakes. Brakes are very important to make sure you check before you enter mainline in case you have any issues. So I would check my two track brakes. One of them would be done through my emergency brake. I would pull this down. That was our track brake clicking down there. Master controller fault because I pulled the emergency brake. That should disappear. And then I've also got our emergency stop here, this button as well. That'll also put the tracks down. And I can check in here that they are all solid, so they are all working. I've done my power supply, I've done my brakes. I would want to make sure my gong works. My horns work. I got no alarms. The only alarm I have is for the master controller that I just did, so that's fine. You wouldn't want to see any other faults there. I would make sure I got good wipers and washer fluid. I could also do a lamp test if I want to make sure all my buttons light up. Also, your intercom and your PA system is important to check as well in case you need to tell the public something inside or outside the train. So I would do the internal and external. I would check all my doors to make sure I don't have any door faults. These are sealed switches over here. This is for like vehicle control unit recovery modes. If I had a broken door and I needed to do a door bypass, these are sealed switches. I would make sure none of these seals are broken. Everything looks good on my switches here. That would be about it. And as on our pre-trip, check for blue flag. I've looked at my dash, there's no blue flag, there are no mechanics working on this train. And the most important thing would be your OOSP. Your OOSP is your optimal operator seating position. So I would want to make sure I'm seated where I could see this ball right here. That way, I've got a good line of sight and I can see as best as I can. So you want to, seating position is very important. It's just as important as having the seatbelt on, in my opinion. Thanks, buddy.
Let me sure you guys need that.
That'll work, that'll work. Safety glasses. And I have a good proceed vital signal. That's key. You would want to go if it said no. One way of knowing you're going the right way through the switches is the gap to where you're coming from or the gap to where you're going. I want to go to the south. I'm looking at this switch point indicator, gap to where I want to go. If the gap was on the right, I would go straight, but the gap's to where I want to go. Now we're hitting what we call the S curve. This is the curve that brings us to mainline. One goes northbound, one goes southbound. OCC has instructed me to go south to Millwood, so we're on S curve south, and I have a proceed vital, so that's good. That's what we want. But I've been instructed by OCC not to enter mainline to let them know when I'm just at the REQ, which is request to start. I've got cameras here that are showing me right side, front, and back, basically. I'm standing by here waiting for permission to enter mainline southbound. Acknowledge standing by until permission to do some work. So even though he said we're waiting for a northbound train to go by, if I seen a northbound train go by, I would not go until they gave me the permission. Right now I do about 6 to 8 laps around the city in a day. And it goes quick. So they're calling me. OCC 1003, over. Acknowledge I'm clear to depart, passing RAQ. When my vital is good, I'm clear, and I will enter route ID 109 at Billboard, over. The signal system's key to operating a train, obviously. They've got a green light now, so I'm stopping in the safe spot. This is what we call reverse running. I'm on the track that goes northbound, but I'm going south, so I'm reverse running. I'm going to make sure that I'm crossing over at the right switch up here. I've got to proceed, I'm gonging, I'm looking both ways, even though, you know, nobody comes from that way, you never know. Left, right, left. My train has exited the main line, I can go up to 30, or exited the S-curve. Checking right. I'm not only looking for somebody turning right here, I'm looking for someone turning left there. Gonging. I've got to proceed. Now we can go 55. And these trains pick up speed quick. That was 20 to 55 in 5 seconds. I'm crossing over up here. I'm going to the right track. So that's good. You want to make sure your right switch is lined. Speed limit through the switches is 20 kilometers. I'm still going 40. They stop pretty smooth and they slow down quick. Gap to where I want to go. I'm now going 20. Another gap to where I'm coming from. So I will let OCC know that I've crossed over and I'm running the right way on the right track. Train 1003 has crossed over and no more running southbound, switching the main line. Looking ahead at the pedestrian crossing, I got a do not proceed. And this won't give me a proceed until I've actually come up to the intersection. We strive for a smooth ride on our train, so if an operator's driving the train and he hears an irregularity, doesn't sound smooth, the wheel going around and around, we call them flat spots, and they could be from debris on the rail, they could be from a hard braking emergency brake application. So if you do develop a flat spot, it's reported and then that train is brought through here, and this is just a wheel lathe that will smooth it out and bring it back to the right specs. But it's also very critical, if you're going to drive a train through here, make sure the right safety protocol is in place. We've got the ropes up right now because sometimes the wheel lathe bar system can be up and you wouldn't want to drive the train over here. Extreme cautions used when you go through this wheel lathe at 3 kilometers an hour, very slowly, cautiously. Yeah. But you know, there's a section that's about a foot in here where there's no rails, so you actually do feel the train drop off. So it's first couple times can scare you. That's our wheel lathe. And we've got multiple trains that are getting worked on. Body issues, mechanical issues, you name it. Our maintenance staff works around the clock, 7 days a week, 24 hours, different shifts. That the maintenance guys need for work, but then as operators we do have access to gloves, PPE, sunglasses, or safety glasses. If you even need a pen or a marker, we've got the vending machines for it. So we would just enter our employee number and then that would be it. There's no bill to me or nothing. They do probably monitor how much stuff you are using, but if you need it for your job, you take it, right? We also have the tape. If I come across a biohazard or something in the train that I would need to tape off, cordon off, we have access to that. Safety vests, even for the guys that need grinding discs, we got it all here. Earplugs. All of our PPE is covered and there's no cost to the operators.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, they make it easy here on the operators.
Oh, yeah, someone.
We got summer, we got fall, we got winter. Checking my sides. And all the operators know where to stop the train, judging by this stop sign on the pole there. So I will stop with the door right to there. But as I go, I'm looking for pedestrians, I'm looking at cars left, right, left, using caution. You don't know when people are going to come in front of you. It's all defensive driving. 99% of it's defensive driving, the other 1% is driving the train. Another pedestrian crossing, looking at my sides.
The interesting thing about LRT, even though it's all around the world, it's a bit of a small world when it comes to LRT, and we're continually working with our colleagues in other jurisdictions to share lessons learned, share best practices, and the system that we have in Edmonton is very much in line with what you're seeing in other cities, both in Canada and around the world. Cities do have high floor networks. For example, Calgary's got a high floor system. Their C train is very much like ours. And also, as you see in Europe, very much tram style, so the in-street running LRT, and that's where we're heading as a city. In the Valley Line Southeast is the first example of that, where the running of the LRT is very much more integrated with traffic and integrated with neighborhoods.
30 kilometers in the stops, but I usually go a few under just in case. People constantly run back and forth between the platforms. You gotta be paying attention. As an operator, if you tell OCC that you just don't feel it, you don't feel comfortable or safe, they take care of you right away. We have enough spare drivers and supervisors that are capable of coming and driving the train. And it's quite a strenuous training program. It takes about 3-4 weeks just learning material in the class before you even operate the train. And then once you do start driving the train, you need 80 hours with an instructor. The seat, I'm an auxiliary instructor as well, so I will have a switch in my hand. I will stand right beside the operator, and if I need to deploy an emergency track brake and stop that train, I will. Kind of like when you go do your driver training and the person's got the extra brake there, or wheel. No wheel with these, you just go forward and brake. Yeah, we try to get the first few hours in the evening, definitely not during peak hours, but we also want to show new drivers how we bring them out in the morning. We want to show new drivers bringing them back, so they will train and get hours in different shifts all day.
We design with principles called CEPTED, which is crime prevention through environmental design, and that really looks at the human experience related to infrastructure. It looks at sight lines, lighting, things like that historically weren't as important or given as much thought in some of the design, but definitely as our society evolves, and we're using those principles to make sure that our infrastructure feels open, people feel safe, there's no hidden corners, things are well lit, and they're much more comfortable using our transit network.
Thank you. Watching cars, looking for people that might be walking. Some people like to cut across after the train's left. I got 20 years truck driving background. I also ride motorcycles, so defensive driving, head on a swivel, always being aware of your surrounding. It's key. You have to be fit for duty. You have to be ready to work and function. It's not a job where you can come in and half-ass it. Gonging the whole way through, 30 kilometers. Now I'm approaching an intersection with a high rate of problems. I've got a do not, and I've also got a crosswalk here, so I will stop short and wait for my signal. I've got to proceed, checking right, left, right, gonging through. We can put 2 trains at Mill Woods here, 1 on each side. I've got a switch point that's putting me straight. If if I had 2 cars, a full length train, I would go all the way to the back, but I'm in one, a single, so I will park where the one side is. And a nice smooth stop. Making sure not only radio, keys, always keys. If we had passengers, I would walk through the train, not outside the train. I would walk through, making sure anyone that needs assistance is okay, making sure there's no garbage, any graffiti. So every time at Millwoods and downtown, we walk through the train. On schedule, we've got just a paper schedule with all of our departure times for 3 key spots, which would be Millwoods, Davies, and 102 Street downtown. It would just show what time we would depart those stops and station. We've also got for the public to know what's going on when the next train comes in. We've got our passenger information boards. They would let the public know when the next train's coming, if we've got any issues, any delays, degraded service. And it would tell the public whether it's coming 10 minutes, 25 minutes. 1C would be a 1-car train, and 2C is 2-car trains. So sometimes if I'm in a 1-car, I'll stop right here, but you'll have a whole bunch of people down there that now need to walk up. So there's a tip for you. So a driver exercises caution when coming into a stop. Lots of gongs. You might hear him gong. There he is. And even on a Sunday at this time, you know, we're still moving quite a few people. Friday, 4 o'clock, there's hundreds of people here. We've also got the green seats. This is priority seating for disabled, senior, parents with children. Got lots of room for bicycles. We've got the wheelchair spot over there. They've really made these trains friendly for all walks of life, basically. So I do have little messages I can let people know. If I get into downtown and there's hundreds of people and they're all standing really close to the edge, past the yellow strips, if they're really close, I can give them a reminder. Just little tips and reminders that I don't have to come over and talk, you know, using my own voice. Somebody hits the yellow strip, or if somebody hits the intercom, then it's going to tell me where it came from, what part of the train, and then I can view that camera. If you want to hit the intercom, Charles back there, I'll show these boys. So if somebody needed assistance, they would hit that button. Now it's showing me in the E part of the train that there's a situation there. Then I can look at it and it said passenger emergency on the intercom, so I can go to my intercom here. And this is your driver, is there an emergency? See, now I can communicate with that person. Those strips, it'll make the train beep and go kind of into an alarm mode, but then I will be able to come over that nearest intercom and let them know, is there an emergency, what I can do to help and assist them. Yeah, go ahead. So this is a little different, it's going to get loud. So the only way to make that stop is to hit a distress button. But first I could look at my security video where it came from. See, now I can see on my video who hit that button. And then I can silence the train. And then I can also, this is your driver, is everything okay? And then I would listen back. Okay, sir, we are moving. So basically, if somebody hits an alarm, I could view it on the camera, I could communicate with them through the intercom, and the distress button, that was when he hit the yellow strip, it made it very loud, so I just silenced it by hitting distress, acknowledging the alarm, silencing it. It is all glass, so it does get warm when you are going southbound into the sun. So we do have fresh air if we need it. Very comfortable ride. Driving truck for 20 years, I was very surprised how these trains are pretty comfortable overall. Just no radio. And we're back. The company has provided us with these garbage grabbers. Take it easy on our backs. Thanks for the tour, guys. That was fun.